Yo, it's your boy Sneaky Fox here, back with another video. Today, it is March 3rd, which means we are only 10 days away from March Madness. And I thought, since there are 10 days left, it would be fitting for me to do some predictions for different tournaments. Like right now, all I have are Big Ten, which has not been fully determined yet, their standings. But right now, we are going to be doing the West Coast Conference Tournament, which currently it's 9 o'clock Central Standard Time. And the first playing game, quote-unquote playing game, is at 8 o'clock. So I am late. I'm technically recording this while it could be halftime. But I have not looked at the scores yet. So this is going to be all blind. The only thing I have up on my other monitor is the West Coast Conference team scoring per game statistics. So I'm kind of going to base that as well as their records in my predictions. So once again, if you are new or just like my content, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. If you have any different predictions than what I make, let me know in the comments. You can tell me if I made good predictions. You can tell me I'm completely wrong. I've realistically only seen probably 2 or 3 West Coast Conference games all season. All 3 of those have been Gonzaga, but the last one was the St. Mary's upset this past week. So at least I know that one team in the West Coast Conference can beat Gonzaga. That being said, let's jump into predictions. So first off, we have, I believe that's Princeton versus, or not Princeton, Pacific, sorry, versus Loyola Marymount. Loyola Marymount averaging 69 points a game. Nice, compared to Pacific's 65.9. I should have had the records up. I think I did. Okay, so now that I have attained their records, Pacific is 3-11 in conference play and 8-21 in overall standings, or overall record, I should say. Loyola Marymount is 3-12 in conference, so played one more game than Pacific did, and is 10-17 overall. So I'm guessing there are some games that are missed due to COVID. Pacific, they are 0-13 on the road, which I find interesting. Going to their points per game, Pacific shooting 41% from 2, or 41% from the field as a whole, 32% from 3, which is not terrible. Ranking in the West Coast Conference, it unfortunately is the lowest. So I think based off of that, as well as the lowest overall free throw percentage in the West Coast Conference at 68.6%, I am going to take the quote-unquote upset and take Loyola Marymount here. Moving down to the 7 versus 10, we have San Diego versus Pepperdine. San Diego, again, 65.9 points per game. Pepperdine, not much higher, 68.3. San Diego is the 7th seed and shooting 43% from the field, 34% from the floor. And then you take their 7-9 conference record and their 14-15 overall record, compare it to Pepperdine, who is 1-15 in conference and 7-24 overall. Unfortunately, there will not be an upset here, as we will take San Diego. So moving on, we have the 9 seed Loyola Marymount versus BYU. BYU is 9-6 in conference, 21-9 in during their season, and then you add that to 73.7 points per game, shooting about 45% from the floor, 36% from 3, which ranks 3rd in the West Coast Conference, and then 72.9% from free throw line. I think that's enough to take them over Loyola Marymount here, be facing San Francisco. So now down to Portland versus San Diego. Portland is 4th in the conference at 74.1 points per game, 44% from the field, 34% from three-pointer, but does have the highest overall free throw percentage in the conference. And then their record, we have them at 7-7, 17-13 on the season, 10-4 at home, 6-8 on the road. I do think that they obviously have a better record than San Diego, better scoring, better percentages, so I will be taking Portland over San Diego here. So we have 4 versus 5, 3 versus 6 in the quote-unquote quarterfinals. One thing I will say about the West Coast Conference, this is a unique bracket style. I've not seen it before. So I guess that one thing that I have, like one argument I have seen for this is it like not advertises, but like kind of makes the teams want to have better records so that they get the quad bye. So moving on to BYU versus San Francisco. San Francisco is 77.3 points per game, shooting 46% from the floor, about 36% from three, and 69.9% from the free throw line. And then we take a look at their record. They're 10-6 in the conference, 23-8 overall, which is a pretty good record. 18 games at home compared to 9 on the road. But on the road, they have a really good record at 7-2. Versus BYU's 6-5 on the road, 12-2 at home. I will be going with the Dons from San Francisco, facing Gonzaga in the semifinals. Moving on to Portland versus Santa Clara. The Broncos from Santa Clara are 10-5, 20-10 overall, so kind of halfway split, identical record between non-conference and conference. Away, they're 5-5. At home, they're 14-4. So I'm guessing they were 1-1 on at neutral. It doesn't have this on ESPN's website. Going to the shooting percentages, Santa Clara is second in the conference at 77.9 points per game, 49% from the floor, 38% from three, shooting the highest amount, or highest percentage, I should say. And then 76% from free throw line. Comparing this to Portland, I mean, this one will be a high-scoring game because you're comparing 77.9 and 74.1. Mid to high 40% shooting, decent three-point shooting, and really good free throw shooting. The two best in the conference. That being said, I think that Santa Clara's better road record is going to play an impact here as we compare them. Santa Clara is 5-5 versus Portland's 6-8. So now we have chalk in the quarterfinals. We're going to stay at the bottom for St. Mary's versus Santa Clara. St. Mary's pulled off the upset on Gonzaga last week. So I think I'm gonna have to use that in my pick as well. So let's see here. St. Mary's 16-0 at home, 6-4 away. They were 12-3 in conference. We go to the points per game, 69.9 points per game. So they typically have a slower pace to their game. 46% from the floor, which is decent. 34.9% from 3-point line, and then 75.7% from the free throw. So they're kind of like midway through everything. They just have a slower pace of play. For Santa Clara, I think I'm going to go with St. Mary's here in the quarterfinals. And then I believe that Gonzaga is going to take down San Francisco. Gonzaga posting a 13-1 record in conference, 24-3 overall. All three of their losses have been against good teams. So they lost to Alabama early in the season. They got upset by, or quote unquote upset by Duke. It was a 5-1, so it was a really good game to watch. And then St. Mary's over Gonzaga is the other loss for Gonzaga. But some more points to that. Gonzaga, 88.3 points per game, so nearly 11 points higher than Santa Clara in second place. 52% from the floor, 37.8% from 3-point line, 72.6% from free throw. I got to go with Gonzaga. And that sets up the rematch, the third time of the season, Gonzaga versus St. Mary's. And as much as Gonzaga will be the favorite, I do believe that St. Mary's could pull off the 2-1 upset. I know it's not an upset, but I watched most of the St. Mary's Gonzaga game, and sure, Drew Timme struggled in the first half. I think he was 0 for 8 the first half, but some of those were easy shots that he missed. Others were just amazing defense played inside by St. Mary's. And if they can get in Drew Timme's head realistically like they did at home, then I believe that St. Mary's can pull off the underdog, I guess. Not necessarily an upset. But once again, if you do have any predictions that would be against mine, let me know in the comments. Other than that, I will see you guys for my next prediction video, which will probably be the Mountain West. I mean, I don't have any of these brackets done, but yeah, what I have to do for these is like create my own borders, and yeah, so that's fun. But yeah, here's my picks. Once again, if you don't like them, let me know in the comments. If you do like them, let me know, and I will see you guys next